the way I see it, that every company is actually a technology company today. And if you think about silos, we've had silos for so many years, and silos are really bad in an analog world, but they're absolutely deadly in a digital world. Digital worlds are all about networks, they're all about ecosystems, they're all about multi-points all being able to talk to each other. Instead of the Battenberg cake of this, you've got an omelette. Everything has to work together. We need ingredients and we need inputs from all over the place to make this thing work. We need multifunctional teams. Multifunctional teams are really important because in a silo world, and common in the analog world, IT is in a bucket. Anyone talks about technology and they go, oh, well, just go and talk to IT. IT as a separate entity has to disappear. IT has to become part of the omelette. It's a really interesting thing that if you look at Amazon, which is incredibly much a tech company, they do not have an IT department. There is no such thing as an IT department in Amazon. They, of course, have masses and masses of tech, but all their technical skills are devolved down to individual groups. Technology sits with everyone else, sits with operations, sits with marketing, sits with development and all that. They all work together. Why do we need to think about innovation? Well, we need to think about innovation because frankly, this is the way we need to look at the market. Businesses don't want an office. Who the hell wants a bloody office? What they want is a productive workforce. And it's a different mindset to instead of thinking, how are we going to let another amount of space of office, to thinking, how are we going to give this company a productive workforce? And if you think of the wonderfully named Zig Ziglar, he actually sums up what I think we need to be doing. You will get all you want in life. You will get all you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. So the whole game here is how can we give people productive workplaces? So you can flip around what's actually happening in the world at the moment. Essentially, any task that is structured, repeatable, or predictable is going to be automated. Absolutely. Anything that is structured, repeatable, or predictable will be automated. Now, I call that old work. If you like, that's digital work. So digital work is actually old work because new work is human work. This is the big comeback. This is almost post-technology world. Think of all the work that the machines do as old work because we need to do new work. We need to have great skills in design, imagination, inspiration. We need to be able to create. We need to be able to empathize. We need intuition, innovation, collaboration, and most importantly, we need social intelligence. We need to understand how we can work with different people. So if you take the premise that work is changing, in that structured, repeatable, and predictable is going to be done by machines, the thing we really need to concentrate on is all the human stuff. Now, obstacle number one is rethinking what are you doing? Are you in the rent collection business or are you in the service provision business? This is a really fundamental change for the whole industry. Essentially, the real estate industry is set up to be rent collectors. It's set up to send out invoices every 3 months. That's all going to go. They're all going to have to become service provider because we've got completely new customers and we've got completely new competitors. The new customers mean that instead of the customer to the real estate company being the person who signs that check every 3 months, and really you don't particularly care about anyone else as long as they sign that check every 3 months, to every single person who walks into your space. Your customer is now every single person who walks into your space. And your competitor used to be that if I'm trying to lease one office, my competition is another office that's up for lease. Your competitor now is, I don't need an office. Because frankly, work has left the building. Seth Godin, the fantastic marketing guru, wrote a piece 8 years ago about work leaving the building. Because he said, well, it used to be the place where that was where the computers are. That's where my files were. That's where everyone I need to deal with was. But they're no longer there. So the whole purpose of what an office was used for has changed. So your competition is people saying, I just don't need your product. So that's obstacle number one. And differentiator number one is going, boom, great, I'm a service provider. I'm not going to be a rentier anymore. Software is never finished, as you know. Everything's permanently in beta because you're always going build, measure, learn, build, measure, learn. Well, I think workplaces are like that. Again, the Steelcase chap was talking about they do post-occupancy surveys, and that's it. But I think we're moving to a world where all workplaces are going to be measured against various metrics. A lot of them, the well-being metrics, the environmental stuff, the heat, the noise, and all that stuff, on an ongoing basis. And we're going to be able to tweak. We're going to start thinking of our workplaces in a way that we can keep adapting the design based on data. So if people are really using something, give them more of it. If they're not using it, give it less of that. So it's from the tech world, but really worth thinking about. Never think of anything as finished.